Millennials avoid getting that phone call. Avoid getting that phone call. It is the most devastating phone call a parent can get. Before I tell you what phone call I'm addressing, let me introduce myself. My name is Lenity Murila. I'm a behavioral change coach. I focus on personal development and goal achievement. How I do that? I help an individual to modify their habits, thought patterns, emotions, and behaviors. That way they improve their well-being and achieve their personal goals. Why am I calling on millennials? Because we are losing our Gen Zs. Why? We have not equipped them with enough life skills. We have not given them enough life skills. We have given them the formal education, good education, but we have not given them enough life skills. So what are life skills? What are life skills? These are skills that help a person to effectively manage their daily tasks or daily duties, challenges, and relationships. Examples of life skills is problem solving, critical thinking, being proactive, financial literacy, decision making, problem solving, self-awareness, emotional intelligence. Millennials, as much as we are taking these children to institutions, the institutions will not give them all the life skills they need. They'll give them the formal life skills, but they'll not give them the social life skills. Where you come in, the nurture. How you manage your child at home, how you carry yourself determines a lot on how your child behaves and how they cope with stress and how they make decisions and how they react to situations by observation from the parent back at home and how you responded to that situation. That's how your child will do the same. When you see a child who is bullying or violent, when they are provoked because they were taught violence is how to solve problems. You remember how our boomer parents, millennials, sometimes it used to piss us off. But if we are real, part of how they raised us has made us become who we are today, especially the resilience. A parent would come and tell you, wacha hiyo kikombe kaya hapo itajiosha. That parent wanted you to have critical thinking and rational and reason out and be proactive. To know that when a cup is seated on the table or the dining table, it's supposed to be taken to the kitchen and washed and cleaned and place it where it's supposed to be. Those are some of the simple tasks or life skills you can give your child. We have servants in our house. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think a child cleaning a cup or a plate can kill them. Their own cup, their own plate, their own space. I did not even say the entire house. Their room, to organize their rooms, to arrange their closets, to clean their room. I don't think a child will die doing those simple tasks. And that is where it begins. Life skills begins from that, where they can maneuver with their hands. And through that they learn, even their brains. They know I'm supposed to wake up and spread my bed. They start reasoning. I've observed and I've done a survey. Give the Gen Z's question on application and you will be surprised. A question of application is supposed to be like 20 marks, the most simple question. Without them going to Google or AI, for them to think and apply. We have not given them that. Why? We have given them everything. We are doing everything for them. From home to school. We are not letting them to think on their own. Give them a chance to think. Stand on the side and watch. Challenge them. Parent, challenge your kids to be proactive, to have critical thinking, especially when it comes to problem solving. Get to know how your child reacts when they are provoked, when they are faced by challenges. That is why we are seeing what is happening to our children today. What is that phone call I'm talking about, my dear Millenials? Hi, being one a millennial. My sweethearts, there's nothing hard as being called and being told, come and view your child's body. Being called to go and build your child out from a cell. Being called and being told your child as unalived themselves. Being called and being told your child as abused or assaulted someone else, either through murder or sexual assault. Being called and being told your child has substance abuse problems. Being called and being told your child has depression or other mental disorder which are caused by these social or environmental factors, not genetic. To receive that phone call is the worst phone call you will ever receive as a mother or a father or a parent. Some of it can be avoided because we can do everything right, but life, we never know what happens tomorrow. But can it be avoided? Yes. Prevention is better than cure. Do everything you can, parents. This is not a time where you say privacy. Can we press down that privacy now? Our children are getting lost. They're getting lost out there. Life out there is not your mother's kitchen, where a knife will hurt you and your mother will burn the entire house. Life out there will slice that child into a half without blinking. We are slacking. Let's call ourselves back into order. Why? These kids are brought to us, and the problems they are having, it trickles all back to the environment where they are being raised. The parents. Parents, we are giving our children everything, which is okay. But let me tell you something. Material stuff is not the way of parenting. You are their home. You as an individual. You as their parent. You're their home. Not that big house, not those cars. You are their home. Whether you are a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever you call yourself, a CEO, a COO, a manager, a director, a boss, an entrepreneur, whatever you call yourself, when it comes to your children, they don't care. You're their mommy and their daddy. You are their home. So if you don't ground them, somebody else will. The world will ground them, and you never know who they will meet out there. The group that they will meet out there. If you don't ground them, somebody else will. The world will. Substance will. Drugs will. Ground them, and you will lose them. And we are losing them because it is happening. One case I'll give that is in public domain that you have to go look at it. The one for Lina Kadhambi, Daystar University. And I'm not addressing the Lina part. I'm addressing these 7 students who have been aligned in court. If you listen to them, it's sad. Some of them were arrested because they're in the wrong group. There's a lady there called Wedi. She was asleep. She did not take even alcohol. She was woken up. Now she's in court. Another one was sleeping in a different house. But because one of the guys who was being caught up in that mess, that's the house she was in. So when they went to search this guy's house, they met this lady there. She was also taken and arrested. Millennials, we used to hate our parent being nosy because our parents were nosy. Everywhere we turn, your parent is there. But sometimes it helped. Sometimes we need to pick that back. Get to understand who your children are hanging out with, where they are, what they are doing, whether they're in college or university. It is about time you pop in that school without telling them. Because if you don't, then a phone call will pop up on your phone and you'll not be told by anybody. It will just pop up and you'll be called and you'll find yourself in court. The world does not teach your children life skills. And if the world teaches your child life skills, it will be unfortunate. Because sometimes the kind of life skills they will get, it will be too late. Millennials, we are here saying Gen Z, they are like this, they are like that, they're not resilient, they are weak, they are what? Who has given birth to them? Like I was saying, who has given birth to those Gen Zs, if not as the millennials? We are blaming them, and we are the ones who raised them. One way of forming personality or character is through biological factors and environmental factors. And those environmental factors is nature. Biological is nature. Let's look at the nature because it plays the biggest part. And I'm addressing as the millennials. I'm not leaving myself out. And every time when that phone call comes or when there is a problem, it is we, the parent or the guardian, who will be called. It is not the world, the institution, or the government that will face this problem It is you and your child and your family. Fine, the government has to implement rules and regulations about how a child should be brought up, because we are seeing even parents are abusing the kids. It's unfortunate. But this is what we call discipline. Discipline is where you correct a mistake through love and reasonable way of thinking. So when you correct this mistake that your child has done, it's not by judgment or demeaning them. Then we have punishment, which is to inflict pain or discomfort. Mostly in these remarked institutions, we are not doing punishment, we are doing discipline. If you don't discipline your child, the world will discipline that child. If you don't teach your child what is self-discipline, the world will teach them self-discipline. If you don't teach your child what is self-control, to suppress their gratifications, their desires, the world will teach them. Millenials, most of us were not raised in luxury. The kind of luxury we are giving our children today, there's nothing wrong with luxury. But if that luxury now is taking one thing that matters most to us, then I don't think it is a necessity anymore. It's time we ground ourselves, and it begins with us. Millenials, there's one thing about ourselves. We wage war, and we are good at it, like I said. When things start falling, we call them to order. Why are we not calling ourselves to order, and our children and our families? We have a healthy family, we have a healthy community. We have a healthy community, we have a healthy society. Call yourself to order as a millennial. Let's begin there. What am I trying to say? You're the source. Remember the book? The River and the Source? I read it not in school, but The River and the Source. In modern life, let's call it the tap. We are trying to dry water where the tap is still running. You're the tap that is still running. And our agencies is that water that is on the floor that you're trying to dry. No matter how much you dry this water, as long as this tap is running, this water will not dry. What am I trying to say? Check yourself, the environment around you, and you yourself as a person. What is going on? Address that first. Because even if you bring these children to us, I counsel this child, I take back that child again to the same environment where these problems are happening. Then we are not helping this child. That's why I'm addressing you and I'm addressing myself. We want a healthy generation, but you're not giving them a healthy environment. Negligence has become the order of the day. Why? Parent, there's nothing wrong with securing the bag. What you're calling securing the bag. You're too busy trying to get that money. We have become too busy for our children. And one case, I can tell you, a child was brought from school, suspended, and another one was expelled because of bullying and substance abuse, age 13 and 14. And what the parent needed was just the letter, because it was addressed. They go through counseling. After they're done all the sessions, that's when they're going back in school with a letter to show that they did the counseling. But the parent would bring you the child and the letter, and you say, give us a letter so that he can go back to school tomorrow, next week. They were not concerned about the root cause of why this child was expelled or suspended from school. You tell the parent, please sit, we talk. What do they tell you? I'm a very busy person. Busy for who? If not for your child. That same child that is making you become busy to give them a good life, you're losing them. So what is the essence of that job? What is the essence of that which you're looking for? If you're losing your child because you're too busy for who? If not for your child. Can you start being busy for your child too? Millenials, let's challenge ourselves. It's time to wake up. It's time to work as a bee now. Your work and your child. I'm challenging you. It's time to self-employ yourself and become a PA for your child. What do I mean by becoming a PA for your child? A PA or a personal assistant knows everything about their boss. Where they're going to, who they're with, at what time, and when and how. It's time you become a PA for your child. It's time to incorporate your timetable and merge that timetable with your child's timetable. If you can manage a whole company, a whole business, why can't you manage your child's life? I'm talking even to myself, because we are losing the things that we love most, that are making us work this hard, and we end up losing them. And the moment you lose that child, you can never replace that child again. You can never get that child. It will never be the same again. Be busy for your child. Sometimes take days off, not for vacation with your child, but for your child's life, to understand what is happening in your child's life. Take days off. Get to those institutions. Make sure by the time you leave the institution, everything about your child is lined out. Whether in secondary, whether in university or colleges or junior secondary, make sure everything is ironed out. Then come back at home, understand your child's mental well-being. Then the social life. It's time to become nosy. This privacy thing we are talking about, Millenials, I know we miss this from our parents and we want to give them to our children. But it has become negligence in terms of privacy. There's a distortion about that. Privacy and negligence. I don't want to interfere with my child's privacy. You neglect where you're supposed to be a parent. You don't know what your child is watching. You don't know where your child is. You don't know who they're hanging out with. You don't know what they're feeding, what they're putting into your bodies. You have no idea at all. You don't know this child. You're never there. Either you have left this child for the teachers or the staff. your nannies. You're never there. Trying to secure the bag. What is the essence of that bag? I will leave you with that question. What is the essence of that bag if you're losing one thing that you love most? Answer that question by yourself.